Thank you for joining me. This video is going to be the first in a series of slightly shorter exercise videos that we'll be putting out. Today's focus is going to be on balance. I'm going to try to keep it to about 15 to 20 minutes. So if you're ever in a hurry or just don't have enough time to sit down for a 30 to 45 minute class, this can be an option where you get the good stuff just in a more condensed fashion. So we'll start out with kind of talking a little bit about what the class will entail. First, I'll be going through a quick warm-up, which will include primarily lower body with a little bit of upper body movements as well. I'll then do some lower body strengthening as well as core strengthening exercises because those are both crucial to improvement in balance and maintaining balance. And then I'll do some things standing up. All you'll need for this class is yourself and a chair, preferably a chair without arms, just so you have more ability to move around the chair. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So without further ado, we'll get things started. So if you could, please scoot to the very front edge of your chairs and try to sit up nice and straight. We want our chests up and our shoulders back, nice straight posture. And the first warm-up movement we'll go into is going to start out with the arms out to the front. We're just going to lower the arms down and lift back up. 2, we'll do this 10 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to bring the arms down to the sides of the legs and raise them out and down. Just getting the shoulders warmed up. Again, we'll do 10. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. From there, please place your hands together, bring them up against your chest. We're going to now open the arms out, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then bring the hands back in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. With that, we'll work on the legs a little bit. I'd like you to start with your feet close together, and we're just going to come up onto our toes and then back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we'll do the opposite of that movement, so place the feet forward a little bit and come back on the heels, lifting your toes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to walk the feet back in and keep them close together. Bring the knees together as well, and then relax your hips, allowing the knees to open out to the sides and come back together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll do one more for the legs. I'm going to have us take the feet and bring them further apart and go into a kicking motion out to the front, alternating legs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Next up, we're going to do our first leg strengthening movement, which is probably the single most important leg strengthening exercise you can do when all you have is yourself and a chair. And that is going to be a set of sit-to-stands. So for this one, I'd like for you to place your feet out into a wider position. That's going to lower your center of gravity and make you as stable as you can be. And if you have any difficulty getting up from the chair, you can always push off on the bottom of the chair, or if you do have a chair with arms, you can use the arms if you need to. But just do your best and try to get into that standing position and then back down. So we'll do 10 of those. I personally like to hold my arms kind of in front of me. I make a fist with one hand and then cup the other hand on top. That's just my personal preference, but you can do whatever works for you. So let's begin now. We're going to shift our weight forward by leaning slightly forward, then push through the feet. Try to rise up all the way, and then come back down. Good. Up and down. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. From there, we're going to bring our feet a little bit closer together again and take us into our first core strengthening movement. So for this one, I'd like you to make sure, again, you're at the edge of your chair. Grab the front corners of the chair with both hands. And from there, we're just going to lean partway back, not all the way. So I want your back to not touch the chair, but not be sitting vertically either. From there, we're going to tighten up the midsection and do your best to draw both of your knees up as high as you can get them, and then bring them back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. We'll go into our second core strengthening exercise now, which starts similarly to the previous exercise. We're just going to lean partway back again. This time, as the knees come up, I'd like you to keep them in that upright position. So we're hovering here. And then I'd like you to take both arms out to the sides. And we're just going to try to hold here. If holding both arms out is too much of a challenge, you're welcome to keep one hand down and just try to hold one arm out. So again, just do your best to try to stay steady and keep the abdomen contracted. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Good. Now just for a moment, I'd like you to lean forward and just relax, resting your arms on top of your legs. This will just take a little bit of the tension that you may be feeling out of the lower part of the back, which often happens during these abdominal strengthening movements. Good. So we're going to go ahead and sit back up nice and straight. And we're going to start doing some of our standing balance exercises next. So if you would, please rise up to your feet, and we're going to go to the back of the chairs. I'm going to turn my chair sideways so that you have a better view at home of what I'm doing. So my chair turn like this. Try to make sure my feet stay in view of the camera. We're going to keep both hands initially on the top of the chair. You can grip the chair, or if you don't need quite as much support, try to keep your hand open and just rest the fingertips on top of the chair. We're going to start off with our feet close together. And from there, I'd like you to come up onto your toes and then back down. So we're just going to keep that going as high as we can get up on those toes for 10 reps. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'd like you to go back onto your toes once again, this time stay in the up position. So we'll come up, we stay on the toes, and what I'd like for you to try to do is take at least one of your hands away from the chair. I'll use my right side so that you can see it. So I'm just going to drop my arm down there. My left hand is still on the top of the chair, and we're going to hold here for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the hand back on the chair and come down onto your flat feet once again. Now we're going to do the opposite side. So same movement, but we'll just drop the other arm down this time. So go back onto your toes, please. For me, this is my left side, but just do the opposite of whichever arm you used first. We're going to drop it down. And I'm trying also to use minimal contact with the other hand that is on the chair. So a fingertip or two, or even just momentarily taking the hand off and then knowing I can always touch back down if I start to feel unsteady. So we'll hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the hand back on the chair, both sides, and come down again. So we're going to now move from the back of the chair off to the right side of the chair. So off here on the right side, I've got my left hand on the corner of the chair. It's going to stay there. And what I'd like for you to do now is place your right foot directly in front of the left, like you're on a tightrope. Standing in a straight line and in general bringing your feet closer together makes it more challenging to remain stable because it narrows your base of support. So this is designed to kind of purposely throw you a little bit off balance, but we want to practice being in those sort of vulnerable positions and building strength and confidence through those. So holding here, again, the right foot's in front of the left. I'd like you to raise your right arm out to the side. And with that left hand on the corner of the chair, you can just touch it as much as you need to. And if you don't, you can leave your hand just slightly above, so if you do become unsteady, you can touch down. I'll start counting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that arm down. What I'll have us do next is bring our feet back again so that they are next to one another. And this next movement is going to focus more on just that movement as opposed to holding a position steady. So we're going to be doing some weight shifting in several planes of motion. We will be going forward, side, and back. So what I'd like for you to do now is keep that left hand on the corner of the chair, and with the right arm and leg together, we're going to try to take the biggest step we can forward as we reach. Go directly from that position out to the side as far as you can. From there, we're going to go back, both with the arm and the leg. So from there, we'll go again to the front, to the side, and then back. Let's do that 5 times. We've done it twice already, so we'll start with rep number 3. So that was 3. Front, side, back. That's 4. Last one, front, side, and back for 5. All right, so we're going to switch sides to the other side of the chair. So for me, that's on the left side of the chair. My right hand is on the corner. And I'm going to place the left foot now in front of the right in that heel-to-toe position. Slowly raise your left arm out to the side and hold it there. And again, use the least amount of contact that you require on the top of that chair with your right hand. Hold steady for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. And now we're going to again place the feet next to each other. And this time with the left side, both arm and leg working together, we will step in those 3 planes of motion, shifting our weight out to the front, then to the side, and then back. So that's 1, front, side, back. That's 2, front, side, 3, front, side, 4, front, side, 5. Great. All right, so I'm going to move back over to the other side of the chair once again. So on the right side. And next, what I'd like for you to do is to slowly lift up your right knee as high as you can. So our left hand's going to stay on the chair. We're going to shift our weight so we're only on our left leg, and we're going to lift that right knee up nice and high. As you do that, I'd like you to try to actively squeeze the muscles through your left hip as tight as you can. That's going to help make all the joints more stable and therefore keep you in a steadier position. So knee is up, muscles are tight through the hip. Last but not least, try to take your right hand up to the shoulder and then reach overhead. Again, use minimal contact on the chair, just as much as you require, and try to hold steady here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Very good. And now we're going to practice a little bit of a dynamic movement with some marching in place. So staying off on this side of the chair, you can keep your hand on the chair if you need to. If you do, it would look something like this. So the outside arm is swinging and both knees are lifting up like you're marching. And if you didn't require the chair, you would just march swinging both arms. So that's what I'll be doing personally, but let's begin. Again, we'll just do 10 count. So both knees come up, counting as one rep, and that's how I will count going forward for this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Please move over to the other side of the chair once again, where we'll work the opposite side. So this time it's going to be our right knee that comes up nice and high, tightening up all the muscles on the hip. Lift your hand up to the shoulder. Again, try to reach high. Hold steady for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. I may have misspoken there. I don't recall which leg I stood on this side. So please, if I'm incorrect, just do the opposite leg from the last side for that movement. So again, I'm sorry if that's the case. So from there, what we're going to do next is another set of marching in place. Again, you can keep your hand on the chair if you need to. Otherwise, we'll just move the arms with the legs. So lift each knee up as high as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Take a deep breath. Excellent. So we're going to come back to the front of the chair now and have a seat. So we'll get into a few stretching movements now to kind of cool things down. Again, this is just an abbreviated class, but it still gives you some good things to work on. So please seat yourself at the edge of the chair. Let's place both of our legs straight out in front of us. So we want the knees nice and straight, and we want the toes pointing up. And with our hands on the upper leg, we're going to lean forward, reach down toward the feet, and hold there. You should feel this in the back of your upper legs. We're just going to hold this position and take deep breaths as we do. Good. All right, slowly come back up. Bend both of your knees. Lift up your right knee and grab onto it. From there, I'd like you to make circles with the foot. Loosening up the ankle. Now, same foot, just move opposite direction. And relax. Other side. Switch direction one more time. And relax. Good. From there, I'm going to ask you to cross your right ankle just over the top of your left knee. This might feel like enough of a stretch already, and that's fine. If you do, it should be felt in the outside of that hip. If you'd like more of a stretch, what I like to do is pull the leg in closer to the body, kind of wrap both arms around it and hug it in toward the body as well. So we'll hold here for a few moments. Again, keep the deep breathing going as we hold these stretches. And now let's uncross and switch sides. I will mention that if you happen to have had a hip replacement, getting into this position on the side of the hip that you have had replaced is probably not the best idea. So I will show you an alternate version that you can do that's a bit safer for your hip joint if that is the case. Good. So we'll uncross. So rather than bringing the ankle up over top of the knee, what you can do instead, if you are someone who has had a hip replacement, is just to cross just below the knee, and that keeps the hip at a better angle from the femur into the pelvis, so that your replacement will be less unhappy with you than you would if you try to get it all the way up here. Still effective, just slightly modified version of the previous stretch. All right, so we'll uncross the legs. We're going to move on to a couple of upper body stretches now. I'll have us start with taking the right arm out to the front, crossing it over the body, and we're just going to pull in with the left. Hold steady here. Now switch arms, left arm across, pulling in with the right. And relax. From there, we're going to move up to the shoulders with some forward shoulder circles. Just rolling them forward slowly, feeling the stretch between your shoulder blades as they push forward. Now let's go backwards. And as we do this, I'd like you to try to squeeze the shoulder blades together at the back of the movement. Now relax those shoulders. Next, we're going to take the chin down to our chest. That's going to stretch the back of our neck. Now slowly lift the head up and look toward the ceiling, allowing the head to tilt back fully. Now come back to the middle, slowly turn to the right shoulder and hold there. Now switch sides over to the left. Good. Now focus straight ahead. Take those arms out, cross them over, and as always, give yourself a couple pats on the back for a job well done. Thank you for joining me today. I know that I ran the video a little bit longer than planned, but I'll get better shortening them as I go. And be on the lookout for the next iteration of the series, and thank you so much. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to give me a call, email, stop by my desk, and ask me, and I'd be happy to answer, or even give additional exercises for you to do at home if you would like. Thanks a lot.